Hari Om. You must have often heard of this word humility. Well, what is humility? How do we relate humility with spirituality? Let's talk a little about that. Humility is a prerequisite to acquiring wisdom. Well, in Ravana's and Ram's times, when Ravana was dying, in those moments, Ram asked his brother to approach Ravan and learn some invaluable wisdom. Lakshman wasn't very happy, but he could not say no to his elder brother Ram. This shows two divine qualities of Ram. One, his humility and willingness to receive wisdom from any source and any person. Secondly, even if that is his enemy. Wisdom can be acquired even from an enemy because every person has something to teach and every life has a meaning and purpose. Ravan may have taken away Sita, but he was wise, and even gods and asurs accepted his boundless wisdom. Attainment of wisdom needs patience and acceptance. Adi Shankaracharya learnt his lessons on life from a Chandal, that is an outcast. It's interesting to note that wisdom and humility go hand in hand. Ram was humble because he was willing to learn, even from the person he defeated and who took away his wife. Now that's a sanskara. So there is a Sanskrit proverb, Pragya Vinamrasta, means wisdom is humble. Wise people say it's not only humble but also practical. It's through humility that one achieves wisdom, because the first condition to acquire wisdom is to be humble. Arrogance doesn't let wisdom descend upon an individual. Now, humility opens all the doors. There's a beautiful story which explains this. Let me share with you. There were two flowers in a garden. One day, a flower asked the other flower to be in the shade of leaves as the sun was particularly hot. But the other flower said leaves were inferior and they could not protect, so I'm not taking their shelter. Oh, okay. So the flower that advised the other flower to be under the shadow of leaves survived because he took the shelter of those leaves. And the other flower, which thought that leaves were inferior, lost its color and fragrance because of extreme heat. It would have survived if it had listened to the wise advice of protecting itself with inferior leaves. The pragmatism of wisdom has a survival streak and instinct in its womb. Mankind will survive when wisdom can exercise its practical quality. What's wisdom if not protection, conservation, and retention? When Zoroastrians were persecuted in Iran in a millennium ago, some decided to fight back. Then a wise old man pointed out by referring to Avesta and Zen Avesta that Prophet Zarathustra exhorted, Navaste Zahanat Umri Hijra. At times, wisdom suggests leaving and settling down far away. The followers understood quickly and migrated to a faraway country, India. Wisdom is practical. It's also far-sighted and can see and discern the tiptoeing of the approaching death and disaster. It has the uncanny ability to look into the future. In other words, a wise man is a crystal gazer. It's the discernment of wisdom and the perspicuity of it that mankind still survives, because despite warmongers in all ages, there have been sages and also wise minds who could stave off or mitigate the extreme destruction and eventual annihilation. Wisdom has thus far saved the planet in a volatile universe of unrest and upheavals. Finally, wisdom wins because it's the voice from heaven, and nothing celestial ever goes wrong or in vain. Hari Om Tat Sat.